Who to buy entering week number 4. Now, I usually call this the buy low, sell high, and we're definitely buying low on a lot of players. But in this, we're buying some players that are kind of already ranked high, but they're so worthy of going and getting that I'm kind of making sure that the title here, even though the thumbnail and the graphic is going to suggest buy low, we're buying players even if they're not low. So know that as you watch. Derrick Henry had a bad game in week number 3. He had a bad game in week number 2. He had an awful game in week number 2, having 11 carries for 20-something yards. And then this game, he scored, but then he fumbled. Had a worse football game than a fantasy game, but he's still a good buy low. Why? Because the risk is now baked in. On draft day, he was risky to draft extremely high. And after week 1, I even said, I kind of wish I had drafted him higher. And then he kind of fell off week 2, then he fell off week 3. And so kind of does fit the ADP that he got drafted at as a risky maybe ADP selection. Maybe it was a little bit too high. But now that his value is sinking, he's a great buy low. And for many of you with Chase Brown, many of you with CeeDee Lamb, you need solutions. We've got answers. The Fantasy Football Show, week 4, not just buy low, sell high video, but trade video begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
As you know, we do a mining video, a teaser video, if you will, before this bigger video drops during the week. So on Tuesdays, you guys get my one-player mining video. We mine the buy lows. We come up with one name, a teaser. JJ was it. So go watch that video for more on JJ. But definitely buying JJ anywhere I can. And examples would be, if you got Lamb, you go get JJ. And no one's going to give you JJ straight up for Lamb missing 4 weeks, but that's when you're going to give up something else that you have that's popping off. Maybe you don't need Keenan Allen. Maybe you don't need a Cam Scatterboo. Not saying I love trading him, but Lamb's out 4 weeks, maybe longer, but it sounds like he's now being looked at for IR. As of this moment, the recording of this video right after the Monday night game, it's not for sure he's going on IR, but it's being floated now where it wasn't earlier in the day. This is something where you've got to put somebody in here. Scatterboo, you got to put in a player here that's doing well, that's popping off. Ricky Pearsall. Some of you don't want to do that, but you want a JJ, you got to pay the price. So JJ is a perfect player to go get right now via trade. Chase Brown, go get Justin Jefferson using Chase Brown. For every comment I get where someone goes, Smitty, no one's doing net trade. No one's giving up JJ, a top 5 wide receiver in any league. For every comment I see of that, I see 4 more where people say, I got laughed at, Smitty. I traded for JJ and I gave up Scrubs, a combination of Scrubs, and I got laughed at. Believe me, people are trading JJ away. He hasn't played like a top 5 wide receiver, really hasn't played like a top 10 wide receiver all year for 3 straight games. Buy him low, buy him low, buy him low. As for Derrick Henry, I'm doing a lot of different things right now, or recommending a lot of different things and trying myself. But Chase Brown, if you're worried about Chase Brown, you could trade Chase Brown for Henry, as I mentioned, pretty easily right now. You could trade, let's call it, running backs that are concerning. Walker scored 2 touchdowns, but he didn't get the volume that you want. And Charbonnet's coming back, at least eventually. This is a good move. You got to throw in something else, like I keep showing Pearsall, other players similar to this. You throw in Pearsall. You do what you got to do. Walker's concerning. Henry still has top 5 running back capability. And while he's fumbled in every game, you can bet your bottom dollar that this guy is going to work extremely hard. And I predicted the fumble. On the 8 p.m. show, I said I got a 4.5 times multiplier on a Derrick Henry fumble on Underdog. Promo code Smitty. If you want to do any hires, make sure you hit the link that's in the description. Code Smitty gets it done, but the link inserts code Smitty for you. Play $5, get 50. But on the live stream, I said that I get a 4.5 or 4 point something multiplier with a Derrick Henry fumble. He fumbled again. And I think he's going to pretty much work his rear end off to never fumble again this season. I'm not saying he won't, I'm just saying this is going to be his goal, He's not going to do it again anytime soon. I can almost bank on that. As much as I could bank on him fumbling this game. I'm going after Henry. He's still got top 5 to 10 running back potential. Chase Brown, you're worried about him, trade him. London, you worried about London? Trade him for Derrick Henry. You want to get rid of this character, Ashton Genty, which everybody's mad at everybody that said anything good about him, so that includes me. But everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. We all still love him. It's not his fault, but his situation is his situation. I do think things can change this year at some point. But right now, we're trading Genty away for Derrick Henry. So if you can trade this man away for this man, or you trade London or you trade Genty, either way, you're getting rid of somebody that you don't trust right now. Boom, do that trade as well. Have Breece Hall. You could trade Breece Hall plus a player like Ricky. Like I hate keep using Ricky, but he's just such a good player as an example. But Keenan Allen, Breece Hall for Henry, those all are trades that make tremendous sense. Now, I still go and buy Genty, though, at the right price. It's a good buy. It's all baked in at this point. There's nothing bad about going and getting a player that all of the risk is baked in. And I mean all of the risk is baked in at this point. You're literally getting this man that people are potentially wanting to bench right now for other options. Or they've got, Benson flying in. They've got tons of amazing options to throw at this problem. So if you are trying to get Genty and you have, let's say, Kenneth Walker, I'm trading Walker without Charbonnet for Genty all day long. I'm trading potentially, let's call it Monty goes off and has a monster game. You might say, Smitty, I'm not trading Monty for Genty. Well, you know what? You would have before the game kicked off. You're going to let one game, recency bias, make you think Monty's worth the opportunity of having Genty pop off and become what we think he totally can become. The volume is going to continue to be there for him. They have to fix a lot of things. I don't know that it'll happen in 1 week, but I'm still taking this opportunity. So there's tons of ways to get into Genty. There's tons of ways to get out of Genty. Trading Genty away with something, if I could spell it right, Genty, trading Genty away with something for Henry is probably my favorite move right now. And this is me, and I'm a guy that I did not want to buy Henry on draft day at this price tag. Let me show you the greater list that we're going to buy low walking into week number 4. Quinshawn Judkins is not necessarily a buy low, but he's someone we're buying, and we think his value will explode even more than it's exploding right now. So that does qualify as somebody we're buying low. Hampton, same thing. Hampton's going to go up in value. I'm buying the hell out of Hampton. Benson, Mason, midseason monsters galore on this board. Tootin as well. Derrick Henry, as I mentioned, is again one of the just best solutions for some of these crazy problems that people have. Rashee Rice, we'll talk about Rashee Rice. Hendy's going up in value. Hendy, Tootin, Mason, Benson, Hampton, Judkins, all risers, all league saviors, people that drafted Genty, people that aren't getting what they want out of Chase Brown. But Chase Brown's still a decent buy like Henry because the impact to his fantasy value right now is so severe and great. He's practically free. The risk that you're taking on is built into both of these gentlemen. And same thing with BTJ. No one's trading for BTJ at anywhere near second round value anymore. Probably nowhere near third round value. Chase Brown's probably getting traded for nowhere near third round value equivalent. And Henry nowhere near even top 15 to 20 overall value. That's why they are safe buy lows. These guys, you're paying a higher price tag than you were weeks ago. But just because a home is worth $400,000, let's say when it was just $250,000, doesn't mean it won't be worth $700,000 in a few months. So that's the same concept here. They might have risen quite a bit in value, but doesn't mean they won't explode in value as well. These are the guys to go get and trade for. And I'll say this: if you're going and let's say you're trying to get rid of London right now. London, I don't want him, Smitty. I buy London too. I'll go trade for London using Monty as an example. Monty, we'll trade Monty away for London to get that opportunity and give up something else if you need to. Or Keenan Allen. I know Keenan Allen's a nice player to have right now, but this is a good value proposition. You're buying extremely low. But I'm also okay with trading away London because there's a difference between, I hope I explained that right. There's a difference between going and getting London, Chase Brown, Derrick Henry, all these players now when the risk is all baked in, the price tag is literally more than half off. There's a difference in going and getting London from the guy that paid the price than there is somebody that has London that's freaking out and saying, sky's falling. How do I get rid of him? I drafted him too high. What do I do? Big difference. So this is where I would say if you're trying to get rid of London, Judkins. And while you won't get this in every deal, I understand. And this is a world where people are going to get mad and they think the world revolves around them. And they're like, in my league, I can't do it. Doesn't matter. The world doesn't revolve around you. There are people in leagues where people make these moves. You know how I know? Because I do a live stream every day. I do a 3-hour show at night. I do a 2 or 3 hour show during the evening. I do a 1 to 2 or 3 hour breaking news show. I do about 6 to 7 to 9 streaming hours a day. And in that chat, the live chat log, I test the temperature better than anybody in the industry, if you ask me, because I answer so many questions. Do you know how many times people say, should I pick up Judkins? Should I only throw it on my waiver board all the time? I only show the 10 out of 10 ranking of being the best pickups of the year. These guys all rank as a 10 out of 10 of being that guy. Full load drop is required. So I do know that you can pull this trade off because I read message after message after message where people are like, do I pick him up? Or, hey, Smitty, would you trade this player, this bum player for Judkins? Yes, I would. So I know that this is possible. This is a good way out. London for Judkins, trade London for Judkins. Judkins is a fantastic player that can be a top 12 running back go forward. And he's on waivers in an uncomfortable amount of leagues. No one's saying he's on waivers in 50% of leagues or anything, but he's on waivers in at least about 13 to 18%, depending on the league and platform. So that's way too many leagues to not be listed. Some people are Smitty in my league. I don't list players that are only 50% available. There are 20 to 30% of my viewers watching that have Judkins and Benson and Scat on their waiver wire and Tootin. Do I just ignore the 20, 30% because the industry standard is to use 50? Or I'm going to talk about players all the way down. So if these players are gone at the top, then just keep looking. I mean, I'm listing as many as I can. This is an extensive board. So if Judkins and Benson and Scat and Tootin don't apply, then keep reading. Like, what am I supposed to do? Ignore 20, 30% of people because the guy in the 50% territory is pissed off because he's got a Judkins on the board and he's not available in his league? Judkins wins leagues. He's out there. Don't leave him out there. Full load drop is required. Same thing for Benson. Benson, let's throw Benson on the screen as well. Benson is a league winner, an absolute league winning monster. Here's Benson doing it live. Benson, I mean, you want to get rid of, we'll go through different options. So again, London for Judkins, do that. If you want to get rid of London and take Benson, this is a little bit lower value player than Judkins right now. You can go get an additional person like Ladd McConkey. That is a home run right there. I love buying Ladd low because, again, you didn't draft him where the guy that has him is trying to get rid of him right now, where I might even say, yeah, try and get rid of him. You didn't draft him where that guy drafted him. This is a steal. This is free. This is a great trade. This is a league-winning trade. Scatman, you could do this too. Scat and Ladd. Scat and Ladd does it live. I do that. Debo, he had a bad game last week. Now he's trash. People want to get rid of him. Debo, Scat. Obviously, Benson. I've seen not only this, I've seen the Judkins and not Debo, but I've seen Judkins and Ladd. That one is a recommended one of choice. Love that one. Now, if you have, let's say, lamb chops and you trade him for, again, Judkins is fantastic. You're doing that. You can sometimes get more. You can do the Benson and more, like Ladd or whatever. MHJ. Smitty, how do I get rid of MHJ? Want to get rid of MHJ? Judkins. Judkins is fine. Benson is just fine. Ladd McConkey is also an appropriate potential move. This guy doesn't deserve to be in Ladd's arena, and Ladd is disappointing. BTJ, that's how you get it out of MHJ. That's how you get out of MHJ. Benson, go get him. Go get it. Let's go look real quickly. Chase Brown. Let's talk Chase Brown real quick. Chase Brown, Hendy, and Hampton. So Chase Brown, go watch that video if you missed it. Chase Brown, where's my Chase Brown graphic? Chase Brown is a tough player to get rid of right now. He's also a tough player to hold. And again, this comes down to, did you draft Chase Brown? Then you're trying to trade Chase Brown. It's that simple. If you didn't draft Chase Brown, then guess what? He's a fantastic go-get player. So if I'm going and getting Chase Brown, what am I giving up to go get Chase Brown? I told you I would give up Monty, because I don't know why I can't write Monty while I'm talking. Monty. I don't. Monty's not. He got 12 carries. I know he had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, and everybody's thinking this guy is back. He's the man. He always gets injured. This is a good sell high point. Chase Brown is somebody that still is going to get massive volume. I take this gamble. I didn't draft him here in this scenario, so I'm going to take this gamble. Keenan Allen, trade Keenan Allen for Chase Brown. That is a move I've seen done many times. Have an extra quarterback. People are hurting right now. Have an extra tight end. Have Kraft and Fannin. And I know you want to give up on Fannin. Why does everybody want to give up on Fannin? 2 good weeks, 1 bad week, but he had 2 great weeks. What are we doing? If you have Fannin, and 90% of my community does, hopefully you're not dropping him, and you got Kraft, trade Kraft away. Probably don't get this straight up, but you throw something else in here that's pretty nice and get Chase Brown for free. No one's asking you to go pay the price of Chase Brown previous value. Nobody. So I don't know why everybody's running away from going and getting Chase Brown. Hampton, love trading for Hampton. So if I'm going and getting Hampton, what 2 pieces can I put together to get Hampton? Well, honestly, I'm giving up Lamb. Lamb's out 4 weeks, maybe more. Lamb for Hampton straight up, sure. I don't even need to do this. Lamb for Hampton straight up, I don't need to give up more. That's doable. Is there a way to give up 2 pieces for Lamb? Sure. JCM, I like JCM, but there's still concerns there. I'm definitely giving up JCM. JCM's one. Swift, you could put in here. Handful of players fit the bill here. Charbonnet, or let's see, we'll go Walker in a second, but let's go over to the wide receivers, see who we're throwing with JCM to get this done. Addison, you can pick him up off waivers right now in some cases, but Addison, make sure he's not on waivers. DJ Moore, this I've seen happen. And if it's not Hampton, throw Hendy in. Hendy is cheaper than Hampton right now. This is a great situation. DJ Moore, JCM, MHJ, and give up JCM for Hendy or Hampton. No doubt about it. Worthy. Let's get rid of Worthy. Worthy, what do I do with Worthy? Worthy's going to be, no matter if he plays or not, I do like him. I'm not getting rid of him. But he's playing with a separated shoulder that needs surgery. And so if that thing comes out again, he's done. He's going to have surgery. He's out not only for multiple games, but he's definitely probably having surgery in the offseason. So if that comes out again, he's probably not coming back this year. They're probably just going to say, you know what, it's not worth the risk. He's going to keep coming out. Let's just get it done. So Worthy plus something. JCM would work here too for Hendy, for especially Hampton. And of course, I'm doing this for Judkins as well, especially for Judkins. I mean, this is just the easy. And I know some of you, no one's doing these trades. Yes, they are. How many times a year do you say in your league, I can't believe that trade went down? 2-3 times a year, so stop it. DK Metcalf. Sutton's a player right now. You could easily trade Sutton and a running back like JCM, Swift, Monty, whatever, to get Hampton, to get Hendy, to get Judkins. This is the way you revitalize your team. This is the way you change the tide. The tide can change. Genty may have failed you, but there are ways to get Henry. There are ways to get JJ. There are ways to get Judkins and Benson or Brown, a combination of things. And one more thing on Rice. If you're trading away, let's go back and find Lamb real quick. If we're trading Lamb, because Lamb is one of the most talked about players to trade away right now, and for damn good reason, because he's out 4 games. Probably at least. So if we'll put Lamb. Sorry, Chase Brown. I don't mean to stick him right over your mug. Let's just move Chase Brown out of there. So if you're trying to trade CeeDee Lamb away, one of my favorite sneaky moves right now is this move right here. And I like this going and getting Lamb too. So I'll tell it 2 ways. Again, if you didn't draft Lamb, you can go get him. But if you drafted Lamb, this is how you get rid of Lamb if you drafted him. You're going and getting Rashee Rice, who the owner's waiting on him to the same degree, right? And they're saying, I don't know if I can wait. And so, but yeah, Lamb, okay. You get Rice and something at all that can fill in. We're talking about, and I'm not saying that Harvey's going to do anything in the next week or 2. We don't know, but this makes sense. This is a move that makes sense because you have 2 pieces. You're taking the responsibility of this. You're swapping it out for a player that's for sure coming back in 3 weeks. You get maybe an extra week, and he might not miss 4 weeks. That's why he might not go on IR. But that's why you make this trade now before this becomes a guaranteed locked 4 weeks. Right now it's 3 to 4 weeks, not on IR currently. Ladd McConkey is another player. You're getting somebody that's filling in right now. Now, the same thing can be said of going and getting Lamb. So let me I don't know why I erased him. Let me just say, if you're going and getting Lamb, you're 3-0, you're 2-1. There's a world where you're balancing these scales of sorts. You're trying to figure out, do I start this guy? Do I not? I've got McLaurin. I've got Debo. Maybe you can trade a player like Higgins or Metcalf or Tyreek Hill, who you're trying to get rid of, but you're trading Tyreek Hill for Lamb, and then you get the lad here. Or you're trading not Tyreek Hill, but you're trading someone, let's call it, trying to find just the right player that makes the most sense right here. DK Metcalf, or maybe it's even, you can wait. Remember, you can wait. Understand what I'm saying here. In this scenario, you're getting Lamb, you didn't draft him, and you're 3-0. Or you're 2-1 and you should have been 3-0. Your team is lit. You're literally balancing the scales. Do I start Rome Odunze this week? Do I don't? If you got Rome Odunze and you're battling between Garrett Wilson, Rome Odunze, Debo Samuel, it's your flex spot. So you got Benson now, and you're putting a guy like Rome on the bench. You're trading Rome for Lamb. And because you're giving up a player that's playing more, that you could arguably say, I'd rather have Rome. Bob, he's popping off right now. That's when you can get this Harvey. That's when you can get this potential lad included in this. So this is how you make trades. My favorite go-get player, for those of you that can wait, would be Rice from the wide receiver position. My favorite player to go get, using confusing running back situations that still have value like Genty, would be Judkins or Benson. I love Benson. That is a fantastic go-get player. I love Scat. Scat with something, baking a little more risk with that one. Love getting JJ. Love getting Derrick Henry on the cheap when you're not paying the Derrick Henry price tag. These are some of my favorite players. Check out the list. Tootin, same thing. Hendy, same thing. Hampton, same thing. Love buying these players. Go save your season. This is how you do it. Don't forget to get on over to my Patreon. $10 a month. Cancel anytime. 24/7 live chat group. Links in the description. Link is right. You can also just go to patreon.com/fantasyfootballshow. The link's in every description. See you all in the next video. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live additionally whenever big news breaks. And I'm also live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. See you on the next one.